My name is Kimberly Harlan. I'm 29 years old, and I never thought I'd become the center of gossip in Evergreen, Colorado, a small mountain town where everyone knows everyone's business. For years, my father introduced me as nothing more than a manual laborer, with that slight grimace on his face, as if he wished I had chosen a more respectable career. But everything changed on that fateful day, when the job I did suddenly became more important than anyone could have imagined. That day left a memory I will never forget. And if you're watching this video, I'd really love to know where you're from. Leave a comment below, hit the like button, and subscribe to my channel for more stories about family and the unexpected turns that reshape our lives. Dad, James Harlan, built Harlan Builds from a single truck into a multi-million-dollar firm specializing in luxury homes for the wealthy folks escaping Denver's hustle. Status is everything to him, the big house on the hill, charity galas, and rubbing elbows with town council members. Me? I chose a different road after high school, enlisting in the Army as a combat engineer, learning to build bridges under fire and assess threats in chaos. Now back home, I work as a laborer on construction sites, hard hats, steel-toed boots, the works. Dad calls it manual drudgery, like I'm wasting my potential instead of joining his executive team or going to business school. Our family splintered when I was 10. Mom, Susan, a high school English teacher, couldn't take Dad's endless work hours and obsession with climbing the social ladder. She valued books, kindness, and quiet evenings over cocktail parties. Custody split me between Mom's cozy bungalow downtown and Dad's sprawling mansion overlooking the Rockies. Weekends with him grew tense as I hit my teens. He had my future scripted: college, MBA, then a corner office at Harlan Builds. When I announced my enlistment, he exploded. The Army? Kim, people like us lead companies, not swing hammers in the dirt. I went anyway. 4 years overseas taught me resilience, quick thinking, and a love for hands-on protection, assessing structural risks, diffusing dangers before they blow up. After an honorable discharge, I used my GI Bill for an engineering degree while laboring part-time. Now, I'm a senior site assessor at Rocky Mountain Constructs, a firm handling everything from building inspections to emergency response planning. I've led teams on disaster simulations and even earned awards for innovative safety protocols. But to Dad, it's all just laboring. No suit, no prestige. When his invitation arrived for the 30th anniversary gala of Harlan Builds, black tie at the Evergreen Lodge, a ritzy venue he'd built himself, I nearly declined. The embossed card screamed opulence: James Harlan and Victoria Langford request your presence. Victoria is wife number 3. A real estate agent from old money who fits Dad's world perfectly. They met at a Chamber of Commerce event. Their engagement splashed in the local paper. You should go, my friend Rachel urged over coffee at the town diner. Show them you're thriving. Rachel, a fellow vet turned mechanic, gets it, the sting of being underestimated. How? He'll parade me as his disappointing daughter who chose manual labor over management. Then own it, she said. Dress sharp, stay confident, don't let him shrink you. Shopping with Rachel, we picked a sleek emerald dress, elegant, not flashy, with minimal jewelry. Mirror check. I looked professional, capable. Maybe this time, he'd see me. The night before, I called Mom. His blind spots are his issue, not yours, she said. You've built a life of purpose. Her words fueled me as I packed for the weekend at the lodge. Deep down, I craved some bridge building, a sign he valued me beyond his blueprint. The Evergreen Lodge nestled in pine forests, its grand hall decked with chandeliers and floral arches for the gala. As my truck pulled up, stick out like a sore thumb among the BMWs, I spotted tents for the outdoor reception. The lobby hummed with guests, women in gowns, men in tuxes chatting deals and golf scores. I felt out of place despite my dress. Kimberly, Dad's voice boomed. He approached with Victoria, both polished like magazine covers. You came. A perfunctory hug. Victoria's smile was cool, delighted. Rehearsal dinner at 6. They breezed on, leaving me with my bag. Hours to kill. I wandered the grounds, noting the lodge's structure, solid. But I spotted a loose railing on the balcony. A minor hazard. Professional habit. The rehearsal dinner in a private room overlooked the mountains. Tables laden with crystal and orchids. My seat. Edge of the room. Far from the head table. Midway through wine, Dad towed over a couple. This is my daughter Kimberly, she's a laborer. Not an engineer, not a veteran, just a laborer. Like I hauled bricks mindlessly. Interesting, the woman said flatly. James mentioned your military stint. Yes, Combat engineer. 4 years. Thank you for your service. The man added awkwardly. Dad steered them away. Meet Victoria's brother, he just closed $1 million deal. Overheard whisper. A laborer? With James's network. This pattern repeated. Introductions stripping my achievements. Chipping at my composure. By dessert, I'd texted Rachel. Mistake. Reduced to, just a laborer, again. Her reply. Your worth isn't his to define. A photographer nearby murmured. Rough crowd. Labor's backbone, more vital than suits. His empathy nearly cracked me. I sipped water, contemplating bailing, but pride held me. Tomorrow might differ. Little did I know, it would, in ways unimaginable. As setup continued, I noticed odd staff. One with ill-fitting uniform. Eyes scanning not for service, but threats. Curiosity hooked. Was it paranoia? Or my training flagging danger? Wedding day, wait, no. Gala day, broke crisp and clear. Ceremony? No. The anniversary toast at 7 p.m. Cocktails after. I avoided the buzz. Hiking trails instead. Lunch on my balcony. By afternoon, guests gathered in the hall. Chairs facing a stage with banners touting Harlan builds legacy. I took a backseat. Anonymous better than humiliation, but my eyes caught anomalies. A staff member with mismatched badge. Another lingering near exits unnaturally alert. Training screamed threat assessment, possible intrusion. Dismissing at first as overcaution. The feeling nagged. I shadowed discreetly to a service hall. Overhearing snippets. High-value targets. During the toast, jewelry and cash. My gut twisted. Robbery planned for the reception. When guards lax. Heart racing. I called local police anonymously. Identifying as a safety expert. Detailing suspicions. Officers en route. 20 minutes. Next. Venue security office. Showed my Rocky Mountain Constructs ID. Credible threat to the Harlan Gala. Guard Carl looked dubious but called boss. Mike Jenkins. Can't disrupt on a hunch. Jenkins said, but agreed to extra patrols. You armed? No. Guest. We have guards on valuables. Suspects mentioned east entrance, multiple perps. As he radioed, I returned to the hall. Ceremony, speeches, starting. Dad beamed on stage. Victoria beside him. Joy on his face stung. Our rift so deep. Scanning. I spotted suspects positioning. One near the gift table, donations for charity. Another by the bar, bulge under jacket suggesting weapon. Texted Jenkins descriptions. As Dad pronounced a toast to future builds. Applause rose. Police delay worried me. Situation escalating. Choice. Alert Dad. Risk panic. Or monitor. Training chose discretion. As reception flowed. Champagne trays out. Lights flickered. Diversion. Suspect drew gun. Robbery. Nobody move. Chaos. Shot ceiling ward. Screams. Robbers. 7. Demanded valuables. From cover. I assessed. Outgunned security hesitating. An elderly guest panicked. Drawing a robber's ire. Quiet her. I intervened calmly. I'm trained in first aid, let me help. Avoid complications. He allowed. Gun trained. Kneeling. I soothed her while eyeing police arrival through window. Leader confronted Dad. Watch. Necklace. Safe code. Dad stammered. Gun to temple. Snap. Despite hurts, I couldn't watch. Signaled Jenkins. Called out. Master codes at desk. I work security protocols. Leader approached. I disarmed him fluidly, military takedown, striking vital point. Shots grazed my shoulder. Pain flared but I shielded. Yelling, now. Security surged. Undercover cops too. Brief firefight. Robbers surrendered. One fled with hostage. I pursued. Wounded. Deflecting his gun. Restraining him. Police secured. I insisted. Guests first. Back in hall. Paramedics tended. Dad saw my bloodied dress. Kim, you're hurt. Graze. You okay? Guest whispered. James's daughter, did you see? Word count. Wait, this is mixed. Wait, I aired. Part 2 is endurance before crisis. Adjust. Actually, in part 2, focus on endurance at dinner. Noticing threats. Calling police. But crisis in part 3. Rewrite summary for accuracy. But since table set, adjust text. Part 2. The humiliations continue at the gala setup and dinner. Kimberly notices the suspicious staff and overhears the plot. Calls police and alerts security. But the event proceeds. She endures more digs from Dad. Supported by Mom's words and Rachel's texts. Reflecting on her journey, enlistment against his wishes. Building skills. Internal pride. Psychological. She questions if reconciliation possible. But affirms her path. Building strength. Hook. As speeches start. Threats position. Tension mounts. The gala day dawned sunny in the Rockies. I skipped morning mingle, opting for a trail walk to clear my head. Lunch alone. I replayed mom's advice, your choices define your strength. By 3 p.m., guests arrived for the 7 p.m. toast. I slipped in back, but Dad spotted me, introducing to more associates, my daughter Kimberly. She's in labor work. Shrug. Disappointment evident. Chose her own path. Hurt bubbled, but I smiled politely. Actually, site safety and engineering. They nodded, uninterested. More whispers. Could have been VP. I texted Rachel. Same old. Stay strong, you're the real builder. Wandering. I noticed the odd staff again, poor fit. Scanning crowd like predators. Training kicked in. Threat pattern. Shadowed to service area. Overheard. Jewelry worth millions. Toast distraction. 4 more via east. Robbery. I retreated. Called police. Security expert. Overheard plot at Evergreen Lodge Gala. Dispatcher. Units 20 minutes. Found security. Showed ID. Threat to Harlan event. Jenkins. Wheel post extra. Police coming. Position at exits. He nodded. Impressed. Back to hall. Speeches beginning. Dad on stage. To 30 years of building dreams. Applause. I scanned. Spotting suspects near valuables. Texted Jenkins. Tension high. Would police arrive? My shoulder tensed from old injury. Reminder of endurance. Years of dismissal built this calm. Hook. As toast raised. Lights flickered. It's starting? Transition to reception smooth, but my alert peaked. Suspects communicated via earpieces. No police yet. Lights flickered. Intentional. Gun. I shouted, shoving guests down as shot fired. Robbery. Cooperate. Leader commanded. Robbers collected jewels. Cash. From behind table, I saw Dad protect Victoria. Robber demanding his Rolex. Her diamonds. Safe code. Gun to Dad's head. Elderly woman near me hyperventilated. Robber approached. Shut up. She's in distress, let me help. I'm a medic. I lied. Positioning. Quick. I calmed her. Eyes on police outside. Leader pressed Dad. Code now. Dad. Phone. No. Barrel to temple. I nodded to Jenkins. Codes at desk. I know protocols. Work here safety. Leader turned. What? Laborer with access. He neared. I struck. Disarm. Solar plexus hit. His gun mine. Down. Accomplice fired. Grazed arm. Burning. Used leader as shield. Now. Security. Cops rushed. Gunfire brief. Robbers faltered. One grabbed hostage. Kitchen flee. Handed leader off. Pursued. In loading dock. Over. Surrounded. Back or she dies. Calm. Worse charges. Hesitation. I lunged. Deflected arm. Freed hostage. Restrained. Police took over. Medical first. I said. Towel to wound. Hall secured. Paramedics busy. Dad shell shocked with Victoria. Saw me. Kimberly, hurt? Fine. You? Paramedic stitched. Police. Your actions prevented tragedy. This crew hit 2 galas. Just training. Guests left, but many lingered. Dad approached. Police say you saved us. Doing my job. Dad, even if just labor. He flushed. Victoria. Grateful. Brunch tomorrow? I agreed. Exhausted. Room a crime scene. Slipped to my suite. Avoiding news crew. Morning. Phone buzzed. Rachel. News. You okay? Boss at Rocky Mountain. Proud. Mom. Saw it. Proud. Worried. TV. Heroic intervention at Evergreen Gala. Armed robbery foiled by guest Kimberly Harlan. Army vet and engineering expert. Footage showed disarms. Hostage rescue. Guests gushed. Like a movie. Police. Prevented massacre. Detached. I dressed for brunch. Pantsuit over bandage. Brunch subdued. Guests whispering. Victoria. James telling all how proud. Nodded skeptically. Buffet. Stairs. Dad mid-story. Always knew her potential. Army paid off. Revisionist. Detectives interviewed. Testify. Commendation talk. Just duty. Back. Dad called. Hero. Arm around me. Telling about your bully standoff as kid. Extracted. Train soon. Stay. Tell about labor work. Now boastful. Commotion. TV up. More on Gala hero, Kimberly Harlan. Decorated engineer at Rocky Mountain Constructs. Led disaster responses. Headshot. Bio. Footage. Room hushed. Guest. She's on news. Dad's glass shattered. Shock. Segment ended. Room buzzed. Guests approached. Decorated vet? Your firm did the flood barriers? I answered briefly. Uncomfortable. Dad stared. Victoria whispering. Excused to him. Kim. Didn't realize. News. Recently led Summit Security, rising star. My boss on TV. Exemplifies excellence. Applause erupted. Dad joining hesitantly. I should go. Wait, you got shot protecting us. Grays. Point is, you risked for us ingrates. We talk later. He insisted. Private chat. Alcove. News says you save lives regularly. What I do? Been dismissive. Actively. Dad. Introduced as laborer to belittle. Wince. Thought low wage grunt work. Never asked. Screen showed bio. Vet. Degree. Awards. You build safety for people like me. Irony. Yes. Media requested statement. Declined. Why not publicity? Career fine without. Why intervene? Right thing, and couldn't watch you hurt. Softening. Apology owed, for years. Start. TV update. Boss on promotion talk. Later. Met dad at bar. Watched experts explain your moves. Strategic genius. Been me all along. Flinch. Deserved. Not deserve. Recognition. He reflected. Gun to head. Thought of you. Mom. Wasted time. Magnificent you. Words landed. Appreciate. But I'm same person. Eyes open now. Want to know real you. Start. Weeks later. Viral footage brought media. Declined mostly. Promotion. Head of Disaster Prep Division. Injury scarred. Reminder. Awards. Civilian bravery. Attended by mom. Dad. Community. Town honored blue-collar heroes more. Dad visited my apartment. Different success, purpose. Integrity. Framed my article beside his. Relationship tentative. Genuine. He asked about work. Attended demo. Ripples. Guests donated to vet programs. Prejudices challenged. 6 months post-gala. Dad and Victoria hosted charity for first responders. I spoke on safety training. Dad brags now. Victoria said warmly. Podium. Facing crowd including dad. Security's about thriving without fear, physical. Emotional. Valued for who you are. Eye contact. Understanding. Lessons endured. Saved myself first via authenticity. Therapy healed internalized doubt. No longer needed approval, but welcomed his. Year later. Stronger bond. Dad reframed success broadly. Story echoed. Resilience beats prejudice. Equality in paths. Forgiveness mends. Open end. At a town fair. I mentored kids on engineering. Dad watching proudly. Future generations? Paths valid. Seen or not. Greatest security. Knowing you're meant to be. Have you faced dismissal, then proven worth? Share below. Like. Subscribe for triumphs. At its heart, this story reminds us that our true worth isn't defined by others' narrow judgments or societal expectations, but by the integrity of our choices and the quiet strength we build within. Like the old American saying goes, actions speak louder than words. Kimberly's heroic stand not only exposed the flaws in her father's prejudices but also paved the way for healing, showing how facing injustice with composure can transform toxic dynamics into opportunities for empathy and growth. In our own lives, this encourages us to break the silence around belittling relationships, whether in families, workplaces, or communities, by affirming our paths and gently challenging biases that undermine human dignity and diversity. It's a call to self-reflection. Recognize when we've internalized doubt. Seek supportive voices, and remember that fairness often blooms from resilience. Much like, you reap what you sow, in nurturing authentic connections. If this resonates, share your thoughts or a similar story in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you've overcome underestimation. Like the video if it moved you. And subscribe to catch more heartfelt tales of triumph. May you find peace in your journey and encouragement to rise stronger after every hardship.